Hello and welcome to the channel. In this segment, we're going to break down Tyler Perry. You know, he got a lot of stuff going on, folks. Yes, Tyler Perry. So I want you to click, subscribe, hit that button, and hit that all notification because you know this is a channel that they like to shadow ban. They don't want y'all seeing this good information that me and Darneshia giving y'all. What is wrong with y'all? Okay? Now, Tyler Perry is in big trouble, folks. Or is he? Is this just a money grab? Huh? Is this a money grab, folks? Think about this. We all know him being with men is nothing new. We all know this man was sweeter than grandma's iced tea. Everybody know that. The man has been for a long time. Any man, and let me say this, any man who put on a dress for that long once he have power, something's wrong with that man. You control everything. Like when Martin used to dress up with Shanae, that happened maybe the first 1, 2, 3, 4 seasons. But once Martin Lawrence became the executive producer, if y'all go back and look, he stopped putting that dress on as much. He didn't put that dress on as much. And a lot of people used to go, why Martin don't be Shanae? Because now he got power. He really didn't want to have that dress on. But this man controlling everything, Tyler Perry, and he's still putting dresses on. Understand what I'm saying, Darneshia?
I understand. Hey, Cy. I see you in that bowling shirt over there. I guess you're getting ready to throw a strike, right? So come on with it, hey, Michelle. Let's unpack this.
Okay. You know, I got style.
But okay. With Tyler, again, I can't say that he is or that he's not, right? But I know that this is the second person that has come along and accused him of these allegations. Remember, Christian Key came first with the allegations.
But I thought Christian Key he never said specifically who it is.
He never said.
Did he ever call out Tyler Perry's name?
No, he never called out his name, but he made references to it. He made references to him having the pen with the recordings in it and what have you. There is word that he was paid off or paid some money afterwards. But let's just really unpack this and let's take a look at this time frame that this is coming up, right? Because if you really look at it, Cy, these are the things in which they do to demasculate or to demasculate black men, right? I mean, and or to pull them from the pedestal in which they believe they are at or when they've attained something. You know that Tyler Perry got onto that BET Awards, right? Which is owned by Viacom, is that correct? And said that he produced more black billionaires, or he produced the most. You know, I know you're one, Cy, so you know you can attest to that. But he said that, right?
I wish.
And how fast is it that something like this came up? Somebody who didn't look like him came up and said, "Hey, by the way, this happened." And not only that, it happened a year ago. What were you doing a year ago? You were only in 2 seasons or 2 episodes or 3 movies, if that. So where were you 8 months ago? Where were you 12 months ago? Again,
But what I don't understand is why you're in a position after everything other CEOs, other producers have went through. Why are you in this position, Tyler Perry? How can they had all those text messages and stuff and it didn't go over the line? That's probably what he thought. He didn't go over the line. But you can tell he was trying to talk this man into doing certain things. Why would you do that knowing you his boss? Even at my job, when I was a boss, I make sure other women is in there when I'm talking to any women.
Exactly.
It's going to have to be 2, 3 women with me. There's only one black billionaire or person that's powerful in the entertainment industry that if he got in trouble, then I will be worried as a black man. And that's Byron Allen. Because Byron Allen, he was taught by his mama. You don't never hear no dirt about him for a reason. Well, he's married, but one reason why, because his mom was a powerful lady in the entertainment industry and raised him well. But a lot of these other entertainers that come along, this is the first time they ever had money. Why are you sitting here like P. Diddy having freak-offs, R. Kelly, all these, they just taking everybody down. And when I say taking them down, I'm not trying to absolve these people from their own accountability because they put themselves in these positions. You understand what I'm saying,
Yeah,
Darnesha?
but my question is this: are they taking them down, or have they signed up to be taken down? Meaning that did they sign up to say, okay, hey, I can have all of this fortune, fame, and wealth, but I can only have it up until a certain point, and then I got to pay the piper. Let's look at it. You brought up Byron Allen, but isn't there a lawsuit about McDonald's with Byron Allen that's just come?
I think he's the one that's
Oh,
suing.
okay,
I think he
okay,
is the
okay.
one that's
But I
suing.
mean, but again, we haven't learned anything other than the fact that hey, and again, like I said, no shade to Tyler Perry. You gonna do what you want to do. I always thought it was suspect that you always had these fine looking men. You know, I thought you were just out perusing, the streets of Atlanta late at night, hanging in the SWATs, talking about hey, do you want to roll in my, you look good with your shirt off. You want to roll. But again, this was a year later. And what he did was Tyler Perry came on and he did this little short, I didn't want to, and I'm not going to say a skit, but he talked about, I believe, I look to the hills from which cometh my help cometh, and then he stops and he says the rest. So that tells me right there, Si, guess what? As a people, we always know what we call upon who? We call upon God, right? We call upon our Savior. The fact that he stopped and didn't say Lord, God, or anyone, Jehovah, Yanisi, or any one of those words, that tells me a little something about the fact of what you're dealing with. You couldn't even call in the name of God? Oh no, something's wrong. And I believe the guy.
And, and it's funny because remember when he used to do all the plays, it used to cater to church folks. And he out here doing whatever. To me, because I call most of these celebrities culture clowns. And he's the king of these culture clowns, folks. Okay? He's being sued by the man for $260 million, which I just think is a money grab. I'm not saying the man's name is Derek Dixon. I'm not saying he didn't go through anything. But when you sue somebody for $260 million, come on now,
Yes,
that's a lot of
that's a
money.
lot of money. That's a lot of money. And again, you almost wonder because again, hey, was Derek Dixon one night having a conversation with somebody? That conversation went somewhere else, and they said, "Hold on a minute, we can get the bag on this. Let's go back and let's do this. Let's do that. Let's just be honest with it, right? Let's be honest about it." And I mean, is that what happened? Is that why it's a year later? And
Okay. He know. See, Tyler Perry know. It's what I always say, folks. Black celebrities become famous for 3 reasons. They either got dirt on them, sexual favors, or they can be stereotyped. You think it's a coincidence that a lot of these dudes are coming out going both ways and all that type of stuff in Hollywood? Because that's the whole Hollywood culture. That's how it's always been, okay? But nobody said nothing. Y'all know, everybody know, because how many people you heard always talk about, oh, the casting couch? What do you think that means? That means someone getting abused, but you still went to the movies. You notice, and we are more serious about it. They don't even care. They'll still go see Woody Allen movies.
well, but not only
Okay, they'll go see Martin. What's that one? Polinsky, who raped a 13-year-old girl. They still watch his movies. And this man was convicted of raping a 13-year-old girl in the 1960s. I'll put his name up in the front. You understand? So they used to, this is really their culture. You understand what I'm saying, Darnesha?
there's 4 sides. You said whether it's for what? The 3 reasons why someone might do it. But did you know that the begins with the letter C and ends with the A? They have a budget for Hollywood. So we can unpack that another time. But meaning everything from movies needs to go through that 3-letter agency. Think about that.
I know.
But again, yeah, like I said, it was maybe it's just his time. Again, but that's a lot of money. That is a lot of money to be over
That's
the
a lot of money.
years.
And I'm baffled that, well, some of the allegations started in
I was going
2019,
to say, or in
right?
2022, but that's still a span of 5-6 years, right? Give or take.
But it's sad because at that point, Harvey Weinstein was out, Bill Cosby. Y'all know I'm the one who broke the Bill Cosby story because he was talking bad about black people, but they gave credit to a dumbass comedian, but that's a whole nother story. I didn't mean to go off on that. But with all that out, R. Kelly, Bill Cosby, Harvey Weinstein, you still making moves on a dude, and you a CEO, got your own film company? Answer this to me, Darneshia. Are these men just that weak? Because that's not very smart to do. Do you think these men are just weak?
I hate to say it like this. I think that the desire of what they want is just that strong. I don't give homage to anything above my God, but I think that in people that the desire for something that they want is just that much stronger, and therefore they're not thinking logically when they are trying to get what it is that they want. I mean, the guy went over it like he said, and and again, not saying his testimony, but what he says is similar to Mr. Key as far as, hey, you know what? You already came for the casting call. Do you want to come back upstairs? Hey, do you want to come back in here? Come over. I mean, come on. Who comes over at 8 o'clock at night just for dinner thinking that this or that? And it reminds me of, I don't know if you ever saw the movie The Mechanic, and I'm sorry to say it like this, with
I've seen some
so,
of it,
do you
yeah.
remember when the co-star, not what's his name, Adam, whatever, not him, but his sidekick was supposed to go take down this big guy. He had a puppy, and he would sit here at this cafe. This gentleman he was homosexual, but he was like about 6'8", weighing 300, 400 pounds, built, stocky. And can you imagine that opening the door, talking about, hey, and you a little scrawny thing, 5'10"? Come on now, what you gonna do?
And Tyler Perry's a
That's
big
what I'm
Tyler
saying.
Perry's a
He's
big
a
man.
big.
But to me, he should have known better. Why? Like, if someone just came out of the woodworks and he said all this stuff, but for him to leave text messages, he's not you're just not bright. And like you said, if it's a compulsion, like here's what I don't understand. A lot of people don't agree with this. I never respected Bill Clinton. Just because a woman show you her titties, you gonna sit there, I got to have those. Okay, you're the president of the United States, right? So when I see these men in power positions, it angers me. Okay, let's say you have an appetite, Tyler Perry, for young men, for young, good-looking men. Or if it's a man who has an appetite for young, good-looking women. You notice all these is funny-looking men like Harvey Weinstein, too. There's so many that you can go after. He didn't have to go after someone who worked for him.
That's right there.
Or try to set it up. Just find a woman or a man on the street.
As quiet as it's kept, I'm not trying to be funny. Put on the dress. Put on a skin suit. You have enough money to be somebody else. You have enough money to have a fall guy. Hey, call up, set it up, do what you need to do. But just to come up and blatantly, and then you gonna let them build paper on you? Meaning you left a paper trail? Come on now.
Yes.
Seriously.
That was just ridiculous. How can anybody, y'all know I've been talking bad about him for a long time, but how can anybody even respect a man like that? That is a weak man. Now, we all have our flaws. Nobody's perfect and stuff like that, but this man is making decisions like he's in his 20s and 30s. How old is Tyler Perry?
He has to be about 44, 48, maybe. I know he's over.
Okay,
he's over 35.
It's like Harvey Weinstein. Yeah. Making all those bad decisions. But there is one difference in the Harvey Weinstein, and I'm not to excuse his behavior. At least he know he connected with all the powerful people, where at least he thought he was. But when you're a brother, when you're a brother, you should know they only gonna give you one chance to step out of line, huh?
You don't even get one chance, Si. Seriously, let me put you up on game. But another thing again, though, Si, let's also unpack the fact that, again, timing is everything. You notice this happened shortly after the movie that came out, Straw, right? Where, think about it, I hate to say it, I'm not saying that we all look alike, but that cop sure does favor that dude, okay?
I wonder if that was him. Was that him? Oh, and the cop had that little robe. Because remember, I was like, why is this cop even there?
I'm just saying. But again, did somebody get upset about the fact of the way he portrayed that? Again, there's all types of angles in which why this may have come up and come about. Like I said, let's really unpack it. Let's stop sugarcoating shit and let's unpack it for what the sugar that it is, right?
Exactly. And with that said, folks, I'm going to tell you why this is the last word on it. I'm going to tell you why these men get caught. Do you know why they get caught doing this?
Why?
Is because they got away with it so many times. That is why they get caught, because they've been getting away with it. So they never think they're going to get caught. They never think they're going to get in trouble. And that's how they end up getting caught. With that said, until next week, peace.